What up, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Ask a Paradox. I've seen a lot of you guys live and I've received a lot of messages again, so guys, thank you very much for the support. I'm happy to do this and we're gonna continue it, so let's get to the first question. So the first question is by Summer Muse. Hey Kev, you're doing a great job. Your advice really helps me grow in freestyle, so thank you so much. No problem, brother. So I wanted to ask you your opinion on set moves or certain movements combined together so that you can always use them. All my crewmates try to make sets, no matter if there are b-boys, poppers, hip-hoppers, and whatever. And I'm curious if that's good for my dance, because I'm not so good at making sets and remembering them. And if you think it's good, how can I create a set and remember it? Thank you very much for your time. Summer Muse, Greece. Thank you so much for your question. Let's get into it, man. So this question is really interesting to me because a lot of people talk about this and a lot of people have different opinions. First of all, the thing that I want to say and give my opinion on is that set moves or moves that are premeditated, that people thought of before they actually started dancing them or freestyling them, are still a part of dance. Some people want to say that because you thought of the move beforehand, that it's not really dance anymore, because they experience dance as a expressive thing that has to come naturally every time you do it. I myself don't believe in that. Why? Because the art of dance is much bigger than that. You have choreographies and they call this dance. You have freestyle and they call this dance. Improvisation and they call it dance. So to me, there's no real correct way or true way. There's always your way and the way you enjoy it the most. No one can tell you what you like the most in dance. If you love creating sets and seeing the sets that you created come alive to music, well, then nobody should be able to say that you shouldn't do that because it's not dance. It is dance, and it's great that you experience that and enjoy that part of the dance. See it as this: when you have a rapper, some rappers freestyle completely, some rappers create lines completely and create complete lyrics, right? Most of the songs that you know. And some rappers create little sentences, a few bars that they want to put inside of their freestyle to connect them, you know what I'm saying? So there's no perfect way. I like the middle way, to be able to do both, to be able to understand both worlds, so that when somebody does something, you understand what he is doing. Now, it is important to say that for me, there is a difference between trying to create moves to look cool, or creating moves and feeling so good and finding them so cool that you want to show them again. For instance, when I dance, often I will do something that I freestyled and I would be so happy that, and I would like it so much that I want to make sure that other people see what I created. Oh, yo, this move that I create right here, yo, I gotta show this to someone. And then I'll try to do it over and over again and try to understand the move, perfect it, so that I can show other people what my creation is. You know, what my piece of art that I created, what that is. Sometimes I want to show that to people, so then I'll practice it. At a certain point I got tired of it, of doing the same movements, and I would always switch my signature moves. I would always throw the old ones away and try to find new ones, and always switch them like really fast. And one time Damon Frost told me something about this. Damon Frost said, when you go to a concert of your favorite artist and your favorite song comes on, you don't want the artist to make a new remix of the song. Some artists do that. They create a different way. When they have a high note, they start to take this low note. When they rap something, they start making people sing it instead of doing it themselves. But the thing is, you want to hear it the way you've heard it before. You want to hear it the way you listen to it when you listen to the album version, right? That's what you want to hear. So you kind of want to hear that signature, and it doesn't matter for you that someone will do it over and over again because you love the song and the way they created it that way so much. And Damon Frost said the same thing is possible with dance. Some people have certain signature moves that are so amazing that just describe you the way you are. Now I'm talking about signature moves, not signature sets, of course. For instance, Michael Jackson, nobody gets tired of that point. Okay, maybe some people do, but at least I don't. I don't get tired of that point. I don't get tired of that kick. You don't get tired of it. You just want to see it over and over again, and somehow it stays special. It's so authentic. I'm just trying to give you more perspectives on it, on how you can see it. I myself, I freestyle and try to always interpret the music, because that's something that can happen. You can get a problem with that. If you create certain sets and you focus too much on what the movement looks like, you forget the feeling. And then when a song comes on, you try to connect feeling that movement that doesn't really connect to the music, try to connect them together, and you force it, and it's not, I don't know, it's not as one. It's kind of divided, but that can still look good. So there's no good or bad. You can do whatever you want. If you want to try to do it, always do it from a freestyle perspective. Don't go and sit down and try to create moves and be like, okay, if I do this, the inspiration will come by itself. If you really love dancing, you yourself will sometimes do a movement that you were like, yo, this was dope, oh my gosh, I love this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that little part and you're gonna try to keep on moving inside of it, and out of that will come something that you like. Is it a move or is it a set? It doesn't matter. Something will come out of it and you can keep that and use that. That's kind of how some people create their styles. They create their personal styles inside of hip hop or inside of whatever style by finding what they like and adding on to that and expanding that part of them. The last thing that I want to say is that you don't have to create sets in order to create information, okay? You can also use concepts. You can also use concepts. For instance, tutting. If I would really like tutting, what I could do is I could practice just tutting and try to be able to vary with it so much. Go to the ground, change to the music, do it fast, do it slow, etc. Make a whole freestyle out of it, so that if I would dance, I could take this concept in any way to any music and create anything anything I would want to create in any position. And that way you don't have to have set moves, you just have set concepts that you like. And that's also another way. So I hope my perspective on it helps you to find your own way of seeing it and your own way of finding what you want to do with it. In the end, there's no rules to dance. The only rule is that you are enjoying it yourself and you are expressing something that you want to express. I hope my answer helps, and thank you so much for your question, man. Peace and love. Okay, so the next question is from Dudika Andra. This is what she asked. Hello, you beautiful and inspiring human being. I've wanted to ask you this for a long time because I feel you can understand me. And I believe now is the time, because I can't hold it any longer. What is your opinion about age on which is best to start entering the dance community? Is there a limit to this? And is it possible to ever be too late? I'm dancing for 7 years now, but not as a professional. I wanted to, but it's a long story. I want to enter the hip hop dance community, and that's the main reason why I moved to London. But I keep holding myself down with this thought that it's too late, because I see all the dancers started young, and I start comparing myself to them. I know it's not a good thing, and I should just find my inner strength and start going to dance courses for start. I'm always freestyling outside, on the streets, everywhere I can create space. It sparks my soul. Dance clears my soul. Through dance I can express everything I hold inside my heart. I'm really grateful for what you are doing for us. Keep it up, you're brilliant. Keep growing love. Please tell me your opinion, your view on this. Thank you, Kevin. Peace and love. Thank you so much. Thank you. To be honest, when I read your message, and thank you so much for this beautiful message, also with the beautiful things that you said and your amazing passion for dance, but I feel like you already know your own answer, to be honest. You already said it yourself. The way you speak of dance and the way you love to do it, you should give yourself the chance and the opportunity to expand that more and enjoy it more. I myself believe that you're never too old to start doing something. But the question is, what is your reason or what are your goals for doing it? You see, the way you talk about expression and the happiness that you feel when you express yourself in dance, that's more than enough already. No one can take that away from you. So if your reason is, I want to start dancing in this community because I love to move, go. Like, there's nothing that holds you back except for you right now. But if your reason is that you want to start making a life out of it, there's some other questions that you have to ask yourself beforehand. You have to ask yourself why. Is there something that I have that other people don't have that I can give? Is there something that I'm good at that I can give to people, or that I can excel in and take a spot in? You see, a lot of people ask me questions about money in dance, about getting jobs and these kind of things. And in all honesty, when I started dancing, I never started because I wanted this to be my job. I started it because I loved it so much. And because I loved it so much, I became good enough in it and I was interested enough to get certain information out of it. This information I was able to translate into either movement by shows or translate into classes. It was not a thing of me trying to do things to get money or trying to do things to start teaching. I didn't even want to start teaching. I was like, hell no. Like, I did not want to start teaching. I did not want to start doing it. I wanted to express myself, and this expression and love for it, I became good at, and that's how it became my work. Even now, I often ask myself, do I want to continue on teaching? Because one, I'm so young and I still want to do a lot of other things. And two, do I have what it takes to give the right things to the right students? Do I have everything? Of course, from the class or from these speeches that you hear from me now and then, it feels like that I know a lot, but there's more to it. Can I socially connect with people? Can I give the right type of movement to the right person? There's a lot of stuff going on inside of that. So even now, I ask myself the question if I want to continue on doing this. So as you can see, I'm being honest to myself. I'm asking myself over and over again, is this right? Is this wrong? Can I do this? Can I not do this? Certain things I don't judge, certain things, places, or certain things I don't teach. I'm not gonna practice house because I want to also teach in house, for instance. Doesn't make sense. I do practice house, but I'm not gonna try to become good to teaching it. I just do it because I like it. Now, you might not be talking about creating a living out of dance or becoming whatever. Maybe you're really talking about just expressing yourself, because that's what it looks like. And when we're talking about that, my thing is, do it, please, go. You're gonna get more out of it doing it than not doing it, basically. If you do it and you don't like it, you found something that you don't like. If you do it and you do like it, even better, right? Taking on challenges in life is never a bad thing, as long as your mind is set to understanding that everything is possible. When I go into a battle, I know it is possible that I might lose. It's possible. So you have to find the win-win factor inside of this. Let's say it like this. If I'm gonna drive and I have a huge sign that says this way is something and the other way is I don't know what. Let's say this way is freestyle and that way is choreography. Even though I want to do the choreography and I'll go that way, for me being able to see that freestyle is that way helped me to understand where I should go. You have to do stuff in order to know where you should go and where you fit and what you like. So you have to just go for it, doesn't matter what age. And if you go in with an open mind, you're not gonna have regrets. You're gonna have regrets if you don't go. That will stay with you forever. But if you try, you already passed this certain barrier. You actually already accomplished something big because you pushed yourself to go over a certain edge. And that's probably more important than what you get out of that. The going over the edge is already the accomplishment. As far as comparing yourself to other people, it's dangerous, but it's not always wrong. It depends on your mindset, on the healthy mindset. If you're looking at someone and you're asking yourself, what is he doing that I could take from him to understand something better? That's amazing. That will help you a lot. Most amazing people see other things and other people do something and they get inspired by that. They see something that's higher and they lift themselves up, so that's possible, but you have to you have to uplift yourself to that level and not downgrade yourself to be lower than that. That doesn't make sense. In the end, it's always important to have your own picture of what you want to do with your dance, of where you want to go. Is it physically? Is it mentally? Is it emotionally? You have to have a picture of what you want. And the moment you know what you're trying to do and what you're trying to create, you're able to take all the thoughts and impulses that go inside of your mind, the negative thoughts and the positive thoughts, and give them a place. If you think, oh man, I'm not as good as him, well, that doesn't matter, because I didn't come here to become better than someone. I came here because I like to dance and express myself. So the understanding why you're doing something will really help you to get yourself at peace and get yourself into the right position to do what you want to do in dance. Now, for those dancers who are trying to get work and trying to start working as a dancer, you have to know that not every spot is for everyone, okay? Don't let your ego and your ego wanting something take over your ability to really clearly see what you have inside of your body and have inside of your heart and mind. Okay? Not everyone is made to a teacher, for instance. You know, some people are perfect and really good in performing, but they suck at teaching. Other people are great at teaching, but their performance skills, their teaching is better than their performance skills. So you have to really, first of all, be honest to yourself. Stop the I want to teach, I want to do this, I want to make money, I want. Stop the I want, okay? Because you're breaking your own dance with this, yeah? You should not develop something because you want to get paid for it. That doesn't make sense. You're developing something that you think that's amazing and contributes to something, or contributes to yourself, or whatever, or is fun. And from that, you're gonna grow faster, and that thing is gonna spark something, and that's what you're gonna be able to market, basically. For example, some people are beautiful with children, and their place would be to guide the children to become better and become better, to give the new generation a bright future, because they're good with children and they have the wisdom and the experience to help these kids. If these people would stay egocentric and would focus on what they want, I want to show myself because that's what I see everywhere and it looks cool, you might miss the chance of really excelling in what you're good at and in what you love to do personally, for real. Okay, that was just for other people who are watching this video. Dudika, you already answered your question yourself. Do what you love. The passion that you're showing when you send a message with dance, you have to go and express that. You have to go and try, at least try to go to people and try to just experience different things, you know. It's not always about what you think, it's about what you feel. Yeah, your mind is saying no, I'm not good enough, but your heart is saying I want to do it, and then guess what? You have to go after your heart. So thank you so much for the message. I hope my answer helped you a little bit. Please let me know how it goes. Please let me know what's going on in your life. Peace, love, and unity. Okay, last question. So the last question comes from 82 Enough Bull 2. Funny name, but I see you because you've been liking my videos a lot, and you've actually been reacting to all of the videos. So thank you so much for the support, and I will be more than happy to answer your question. Paradox. I'm taking my dance ambition to new heights and have a question for you. Good for you. I know you used to do martial arts. Do you still train? Okay, that's a kind of personal question. Okay, there's more questions, so I'm gonna do it like this. No, I don't train anymore. I stopped training martial arts for some time now, for a few years. Since I pursued dance, I actually stopped training. I also did basketball and a lot of other things that I was pretty good at. But I stopped everything to pursue this art form, to stick to one thing, and just because I saw that I really liked it and I was good at it and I was completely obsessed with it. I have been trying to practice tricking again for a lot of times, you know, doing flips, doing kicks in the air, that kind of stuff. But every time I start, I tend to injure myself and then have to stop again. So hopefully next summer I can really get into it again, and you might see a tricking video of me coming by, but I have to really practice hard to get back into it. What are the most effective exercises for dance? Everyone's body is built different and everyone's mind works different, right? Some people, for instance, have the natural ability for straight lines. They can create perfect lines because their bodies are built like that, right? Other people have great legs or whatever. For everyone there's another thing, so there's no perfect exercise. You have to figure out and find out what your body is good at and what it lacks in, for instance. Right? For instance, ask yourself the question, if I would split my body into certain parts, legs, feet, body, arms and head, what parts feel comfortable and what parts don't. And then when you find this out, you know what parts you need to practice and what parts you can add on to and become better in faster. So I can't tell you what exercise works best. What I can tell you is how to make sure that when you exercise, you go over the right steps. So there's 3 parts of training, 3 ways of training when I train. Number one is called experiment. And this means that when you practice, you're just gonna experiment and try to find new things. You're gonna ask yourself questions, and from these questions, your body's gonna create an answer. What happens if I put my hands behind my back and have to dance? What happens if I have to always dance big? What happens if I only dance to sad music or to only piano? You ask yourself questions. And what happens is, if you ask yourself these questions, you get a certain answer. And the answers can be stuff that you do like or things that you don't like. And from that, you can find out your own ways and your own techniques and your own interesting expressions inside of your dance. The second part is the drilling. So after you did an experiment, I start drilling. I start taking the things that I like and I create a certain exercise wherein I can do the same thing over and over and over and over again. For instance, if I like to do waves, I have to practice my wave. So I have to go over and over the up, the this, I don't know what you call it, knuckles, the wrist, the elbow and the shoulder, and go over this the whole time until I get it, right? For instance, I can add two things together. Maybe my experiment was, if I have a wave and if I have a step at the same time, so I can't step because you can't see it, what happens if I do the wave and the step at the same time? And then I can practice that and try to figure out something new, for instance, right? This drill is really important for creating your personal foundation. So foundation has two meanings. Foundation can mean the foundation of a dance style. So if I, for instance, talk about hip hop, there's a foundational thing in hip hop that creates the style. These elements create the dance, bounce, for instance, and whatever, right? And you have your own personal foundation that creates your own type of movement, your own style, right? So if you drill something, like a drill for a house, I drill the foundation of the house into myself. I drill my foundation into myself. You understand what I'm talking about? So that's part two. When I drill, I always think of number 30. I do it 30 times, 10 times to understand it, to make my body understand, like, okay, and get cool with it, like, okay, that's what it feels like. 10 times to really get it into my mind and really have my body to remember it and become comfortable in it. So 10 times to learn, 10 times to become comfortable, and 10 times to really express it. Instead of just doing the exercise, I have to now put expression and emotion behind it. So after we've done the experiment, the drill, we go into freestyle. And when we freestyle, or when I freestyle, I don't just put on the music and just dance and just dance. I have rules to what I'm doing. I have to be able to do certain things. There's a certain amount of variations that I have to go through. You have to try to take this same thing that you did in the drill, this one thing, and you have to be able to change the level, the angle, the speed, the size, the direction, and so on and so on. So you try to vary it with it and try to create new things. Take what you have and place it into different positions, place it into different ways of doing it. So these three things I always go through. Not always in the same workout, not always in the same training or in the same practice. Sometimes I only choose one of them, sometimes I choose two, etc., etc. Right? So when you do this, make sure that you understand that you don't have to do them all together. But hopefully this helps you to clearly understand what you can do and how you can practice yourself in becoming better with your own stuff. How important is it to understand bars and counts for freestyle? Okay, interesting. Really important. Why? You don't have to understand them mentally, but you have to feel them at least. And what I mean by that is this. The bars and the counts in music and in dance are like a sentence structure to when we talk or when we write, right? If I would have a book and the whole paragraph would be put together, would be squeezed together with no alineas in the middle of it, just all in one bundle, one big ass lump, it would be really annoying and really difficult to read. Or if there's no points, for instance, inside of the text, it would make us crazy, right? We don't know if it's a question, if it's an answer, we don't know if it's a continuation of something with a comma, we don't know. So you need to have certain structures, the points, the alineas, you need to have certain structures to make sure that it's easy and understandable when you read it. Same thing with dance, we need to have a certain pace, and we need to have certain bundles of stories to make sure that when we dance, we can bring across a story. Otherwise we can't. If everything is together and just one big mash of movement, it's really difficult to pick out a story and the emotion out of that. The music works that way. Every 4 counts, or sorry, every 4 times 8, something in the music changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and something will come inside of it or go out of it, right? Either a piano will come in or go out, the voice will start or stop, you know, there will always, so there is certain rules inside of music that is really good for us to know, because it helps us to adapt to the music and align with the story of the music better. Where the first 4 times 8 we go fast, the second 4 times 8 we can go slow. The last 4 times 8 we can go to the floor or something, you know. You have an easier way of creating a story because it's segmented, and your mind can get triggered by every segment. When you hear the music and it's 5, 6, 7, 8, all of a sudden your mind can switch to something else and you can create a new story. So that's why it's kind of really important. Now of course you don't have to study this, just listen to music and try to really listen to it, and you'll feel it and you'll understand that the music changes with the counts, okay? And this is important for everyone. There is more to musicality than just understanding the accents of the music, okay? You have to understand the vibe, you have to understand the story, you have to understand the emotion that is behind of it, right? You have to understand the length of a sound instead of just the sound, just the timing. If there's a piano, ping, here, you're not just gonna do ping, because I missed the whole right? Ping! Now it makes sense, for instance, right? Understanding the counts helps you to create your story better and makes it so much more fun to dance, because you can do a lot more with it. You can segment it better. The story is so clear. I've been saying this so many times. Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for support. Thanks all of you guys for the great support, for liking the videos, for commenting on them, for sharing them. Please don't forget to share, comment, or subscribe to the videos, because that's the only way we're gonna grow together and we're gonna be able to bring this to another level. So I love you guys. This is Paradox. I say dance with love, do what you love. Don't be afraid to do something. Understand the music with the counts, and you can do whatever you want when it comes to sets and when it comes to freestyling. You can do whatever you want as long as you're happy. I love you guys. This is Paradox, out.